boards and we don't get enough people applying. Almost as difficult as when we get too many or more applying than we need. So we created a committee with seven people and got a flood of interested people, many of whom have been involved for a while on W.E.B. Du Bois related activities. So I want to do try this as one motion, several parts. If anybody else wants to take a stab at this, feel free. To increase the number of people and suggest a slate of people. If there's no objection, I'm taking that as no objection. We'll go into the decision process later in a minute if you want. So I want to a motion to increase the number of people on the W.E.B. Du Bois Legacy Committee from 7 to 12 and propose the following slate of candidates: Randy Weinstein, Freak of Voyagist. How'd I do? That's so sorry, not even
It's
close.
okay.
Emily Devoti, David Magadini, Justin Jackson, Ray Gunn, Julie Fagan, Barbara Dean, Gwendolyn Van Sant, Reginald Leonard, Leah Reed, and Stephanie Wright. I think that's 12.
Do you have a second for discussion?
Sure, I'll second it for discussion.
Okay, so let's have discussion.
All right. I was trying to look
There
back.
are, well, I'm going to give you specific names. There was 3 people there who are not Great. Stephanie, do you live in Great Barrington?
Except for you.
So, okay, 4 people who are not up to 12 who are not Great Barrington residents.
Sorry, I was looking back through trying to find that list that we were sent. Do you have it?
This is the letters.
There's a list I've got some. Maybe it's not that.
I don't have the list. These are
The list, I need the list if you want to. Yeah, it's obviously in my chicken scratch, but.
Okay.
That's it. All right, thank you.
Okay.
That was the one I was looking for. I don't know who I'd substitute and where, but my list was very similar. But I was thinking Patrick Fennell, and I was thinking only at 7 at the time, because I didn't know that we were going to do that.
My reasons for not were, he said right in his letter, I'll read his letter in total.
I know why.
Right. Please consider me for the W.E.B. Du Bois Legacy Committee. I feel at least one member should be a veteran who sees the wrong in this idea. Thank you for your consideration. I just feel like the decision about whether or not to do this has been made unanimously. We wouldn't appoint a library trustee who didn't believe in libraries. So why having somebody on the committee to say, let's not do this all the time doesn't seem useful.
And I figured that's why
Okay,
he was getting
yeah.
that. My reason was a little bit different, and I'm kind of banking a little bit that Pat is a reasonable person.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. He's got objections to the committee, but it would be nice to kind of have a different voice, a voice of the other part of the community that may have objections to whatever that the committee may come to, just so those voices could be heard in a formal kind of setting. That was my own. Give a chance for the people.
The meeting is open for
It
people
is.
to come to.
It is, but
And give their
but
objection.
a voting member would
Yeah.
be.
No, yeah.
And also at some point, I assume the committee's probably going to come back to us for some sort of budget. And knowing Patrick's fiscal conservatism, it may be, just my idea, might be nice to have somebody just to be there to kind of have that in mind as well.
If it'll take that to pass this, okay, but if it doesn't, then Right.
That's just my suggestion.
Right.
If nobody else is for that, then
right,
I've
okay.
got no objections to pretty much anybody that submits their name to anything.
I guess I would stand with the current motion if that'll get a majority.
What do you think?
I feel good with what Ed said. I think one of the things, not so much to the people who have applied, but to the committee in general, and Ed might be able to help me clarify my thoughts a little bit more. I have sick children at home. So But I just wanna make sure that this group that's working together to do this not only celebrates, and helps our town, continue to honor Du Bois as a person, but also the work that he did, and that you're able to work towards making suggestions as well as almost in the way that the Conservation Commission gives the select board its findings on, a special permit, that if there were things that we're making decisions about in town, that you were continuing to help guide the town to follow his legacy in that respect. And I'm hoping I'm making sense.
So things, for example, the decision we just made, we got input from Conservation Commission, from the Planning Board on those parking spaces. If this committee would be looking beyond, we've got a budget, we're going to put up more flags, we're going to do lectures, to say these are some of the things the town is doing, these are ways the town could do it to honor Du Bois. And
I
the things you wrote about.
yeah, just to make sure we're working towards more racial equality and economic justice, and that those things are continue to be mentioned and honored and thought of in the decisions we make as a town. That's
Anyone else?
Can you just say the name of the list of names one more time?
Sure. But then you're going to find out I still can't pronounce Freaka's last name. So Randy Weinstein, Emily Devote, David Magadini, Justin Jackson, Ray Gunn, Julie Fagan, Barbara Dean, Gwendolyn Van Sant, Reginald Leonard, Leah Reed, and Stephanie Wright. And, well, I'll say this afterwards.
Any other discussion?
Did you have,
What's it?
Did you have anybody different on your list, just for?
No, I had no problem. Ed asked me about expanding the list. I thought that was a good idea. I'm very excited that we had this many people apply. As much as I respect Patrick, I think we've served on at least one committee. I would never put anyone on a committee who was against the charge of the committee, but I hope he shows up for the meetings and voices his opinion, because I respect that. All those in favor?
Aye.
So it's unanimous.
Can I say one more thing?
You can say
Which
two
is,
more things.
anyone who applied who's not on it, wants to talk to me about my thinking, I'm happy to do that. I just also want to say how exciting this is. I've said this before, just a long time coming, and to have a committee of the town that will be meeting in open meetings with a formal agenda, and 100 years from now, people can read what happened at those meetings, I think is amazing. So good luck going forward, and I'll probably be at many of your meetings.
Moving ahead, some more mundane and less exciting issues. We had talked about the town meeting election calendar